Good morning. Coming up this morning on DC News Now, a teen shot and killed yesterday near a Prince George's County high school.
What the district is doing to help students feel safe as they head to class this morning. Plus, the FDA approves the latest COVID-19 booster shots from Pfizer and Moderna when you could get the newest vaccine.
And stretching your dollar this morning, where you can get or find surplus items for cheap.
It's a drier start out there this morning compared to yesterday morning, but watching that rain back out towards our north and west. We'll be seeing a few of those showers and thunderstorms later on this evening and later on tonight. More details on the timing coming up.
Also ahead this morning, former President Donald Trump pressing the judge in his D.C. case to recuse herself. The latest developments, that's coming up.
The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning. It is 6 o'clock now on a Tuesday morning. Not a bad start to the morning, but we are going to see some rain later on this evening. But thanks for starting your morning with us here on DC News Now. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Yeah, good morning to you. I'm Corey James. Shanika is tracking your roads this morning. She'll have that for you in just a moment. But Jackie, she's also tracking your forecast. Tonight was talking about the rain. What also is nice to see, though, is the leaves on the ground. It kind of feels like fall, even though the forecast doesn't feel like it.
Right. I was noticing that the other day, and then I felt it was too early for it. But then I'm like, oh, wait, we're in September, you know.
Timing is right.
Pretty much mid-September.
Yeah, I know. And now it's getting close to mid-September. Then before we know it's going to be Christmas. No,
Yeah.
We're going to blink at Christmas.
It's true, though. Yeah, I mean, the summer blinked.
Blew by.
It did.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, out there this morning, though, yes, we do have some of those leaves on the ground, but we're also noticing those dry conditions out there. Some of that rain back out towards our north and west associated with that cold front. That cold front will finally clear the region on Wednesday, and then we'll see more of that fall feel to the air as we get ahead towards the end of the week. We're talking highs mid-upper 70s by Thursday and Friday. Out there this morning, speaking of those 70s, we're seeing that in D.C., Annapolis, and Lexington Park. So not everywhere, but most locations are in the 60s. But then as we head farther off towards the north and west, we are upper 50s, right about 60 out towards Winchester, Martinsburg, and Hagerstown. Those dew points, those are much more comfortable the farther north and west you go, especially out towards I-81. Closer towards D.C. I-95, we're seeing those dew points in the 60s. That's still a bit more on that muggy side. Highs today, mid-upper 80s across the region, and we'll be watching for those showers and storms later on this evening, thinking after sunset, and sunset is a little bit before 7:30 later on this evening. I'll have more details coming up. Shanika is here with the all-important look at those roadways. How's traffic this morning?
All right. Thank you, Jackie. Good morning. BW Parkway is looking all pretty much good to go. You are starting to see some steady traffic, though. You're in the 6 o'clock hour, so do start to expect some delays out there. Let's check out the Capitol Beltway, which is starting to slow down just a bit through Silver Spring past 29 out of Montgomery County. Now, no reports in Prince George's County. Things are all looking pretty smooth, but 50 heading inbound, you're starting to see some delays. DC 295 heading southbound, you're normal. You are also seeing some slowdowns there, so do give yourself a little bit more time.
All right, Shanika, thank you. Happening now, police are searching for the gunman who opened fire, killing a teenage girl walking home from school in Prince George's County.
Our Liberty Zabala is live outside of Duval High School in Lanham this morning. So, Liberty, what is the school doing today to help those students feel safe?
Good morning, Tanaya and Corey. Well, it's a shooting that's really shaken and outraged the Maryland community here, and that's why the school is offering mental health and grief counselors on campus this morning, and they are speeding up steps to add more security. Now, crime scene tape surrounded Duval High School as police investigated what led up to this shooting. Prince George's County Police say the shooting happened just before 4 last night near Woodstream Circle and Palomar Drive. Officers say a fight broke out between two groups here, and they say a 16-year-old girl was then shot. They do not know yet if she was involved or merely just a bystander caught in the crossfire. Now, this comes after PG County Public Schools announced high schools will install metal detectors on campus. Duval High School was expecting the installation in the next couple of months, but after this shooting, officials are now speeding up the process.
So your child leave out this morning, go to school, and in the evening your child is dead. It's heart-wrenching.
So parents very, very upset by all of this. Now the investigation also forced the lockdown of the school behind me, as well as neighboring Robert Goddard Montessori School. But those lockdowns have since been lifted. For now, live here in Lanham, Liberty Zabala, DC News Now.
Thank you, Liberty. D.C. police say car thefts are up more than 100%. That is compared to this very same time last year.
Yeah, police say more than 5,000 cars have been stolen in D.C. so far this year. Now, to prevent becoming a victim, MPD recommends parking in well-lit areas and getting a steering wheel lock. They also say to invest in a vehicle immobilizer like a smart key.
You know what it says to a person like me who got a lock? Please get a lock because we're not going to prosecute. It says that criminals think that, they can steal cars, they can take the tires off, they can rob people.
D.C. is fighting thefts with a number of events to hand out and install wheel locks for drivers.
Your time right now is 6:05 this morning. A candidate running for Virginia's House of Delegates is being accused of performing sexual acts in live videos on pornographic website. Now, the candidate is Democrat Susanna Gibson. Screenshots of Gibson were shared with the Associated Press. Her campaign issued a statement denouncing the sharing of the videos, saying that they violate Gibson's privacy and the law. Her race could be important in determining the balance of power in a closely contested General Assembly. Gibson says that this will neither intimidate nor silence her.
And an active duty Marine who stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6 is not going to prison. The U.S. District Judge ordered Dodge Halanen to probation and nearly 280 hours of community service, 1 hour for each Marine who was killed or wounded fighting in the Civil War. Now, he is the first of 3 active duty Marines who participated in the riot to be sentenced. And this morning, former President Donald Trump is pressing for changes to his Washington, D.C. court case. He is demanding the federal judge in the case, Tanya Chutkan, to recuse herself from his case. Trump's legal team brought up statements she made during sentencing for other January 6 defendants. His team says she made statements suggesting former President Trump should be prosecuted and imprisoned. And the FDA is giving the green light on updated COVID-19 vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna.
The decision is part of a shift to treat fall updates of the vaccine like getting your annual flu shot. The CDC still has to sign off on the shots. An advisory panel is scheduled to issue recommendations sometime today, putting the new booster on track to be ready as early as this week. One expert says the new booster will not stop the spread of COVID, but that it will help prevent serious cases of the virus.
It is good news for people, especially high-risk individuals who can now top off their antibodies and have more protection against severe disease caused by current variants. So if there are children who have asthma, who have diabetes, who have had a kidney transplant, a lung transplant, whatever it may be, immunocompromised, that's where the benefit's really going to be.
Now, that expert says getting a long-term vaccine to cover all variants will still take several years to develop.
And it's been nearly 2 weeks since a murderer escaped from a Pennsylvania correctional facility, and this morning authorities, they're warning that Danilo Cavalcante is now armed. Police are urging people to keep their doors and their cars locked. Now, sources confirmed to our affiliate News Nation that a homeowner shot at him, but he was able to steal a rifle from the person's home first. Police sent an emergency phone alert to people near the search area. Now, officers recently expanded that search area, now saying they're using new tactics to track him down. He escaped from Chester County, Pennsylvania prison 13 days ago. Police are now searching about 23 miles away in South Coventry Township, Pennsylvania.
All right, your time right now is coming up at 6:08 now. WMATA is making changes to its 10-year strategic plan.
Yeah, this plan is focusing on joint development in the city to help with economic growth. DC News Now's Lex Forrest is live this morning at Brooklyn Metro Station, which is one site the plan is focusing on. Lex, good morning.
Well, good morning. Before any changes are made here at the Brooklyn Metro Station, WMATA is making sure that they take input from the public. That's why they're going to be holding a public hearing that's happening later on tonight. It's going to start with an open house around 6 o'clock and then start right at 6:30. It'll be in the auditorium at Luke Seymour High School here in Northeast DC. WMATA plans to discuss their plans to change the bus loop here at the station. They also plan on relocating relocating the Kiss and Ride lot and consolidate the exit. They say that these changes are meant to improve bicycle and pedestrian safety, but it'll also open up this space for housing and retail to come and build up in the neighborhood. Well, there are 3 virtual options for people to listen in. They can call in or tune in live on YouTube. The hearing will also be recorded and archived on Metro's website. And if you're not able to tune in tonight or come in person to give any input, there is an option for you to give input through WMATA's website. They're going to be taking that input until 5 o'clock next Friday on September the 22nd. So you have just about a week and a half to submit input if you do have thoughts or suggestions for WMATA. But once again, that meeting going to be starting tonight at 6:30. Live in Washington, I'm Lex Juarez, DC News Now.